Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to move to and live in the end and stay there. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I was talking with one of my new clients, and he said, Tom, I feel the reality of my wish fulfilled. It feels really good to me. And then as I'm moving throughout my week or the day as that goes by, I then have a thought that maybe I'm not doing it right, or where is it, or how long will it take? And this is really what throws me off. And then it feels like almost that someone's moving the goalpost on me. And that's really what I need help on. Well, guys, we're going to talk about this idea today and more. Here's what I want to say. It's not that anyone is moving the goalpost except you. You are the goalpost. You are reality, right? You're looking at reality as reality. So every time you stop or pause or start to doubt or start to wondering where it is or how do I get there, right? Or whether I'm doing it right, then you're stuck in your old reality. Right? Here's the thing. You can't see that new reality from the old reality. You can't move to that old reality, that new reality from the old reality. Think of it this way. Think of it like in shopping malls or big shopping centers, they have those maps, information, so you can find the store that you want to go to. And they have that "you are here" signal, right? That mark that shows you where you are. And then it shows you where the store you want to go to. Well, think of that. You're looking for your new reality. And you're here. You're in your old reality. And so then you see it. You see a clear path to your new reality. Okay? Or you think you do. Then you start moving. But then what happens when you start moving? The path changes. Because you are the path. As you move, reality moves with you. So then you stop again wondering, am I still on the right track? And then the whole path changes. Then you go, okay, I got it this time. And then you're on your way. And then you're on your way, and then you go, oh, I'm not sure if I'm on the right track. I'm not sure if I do. You stop again and look, and sure enough, the path to your new reality or to that store has changed again. Do you see it? It's a virtual path, and it's changing as you change. It's not that anyone moved the goalpost. You are the goalpost. You are the path, right? How do you do it? You do it by imagining your wish fulfilled, assuming that you're in that new reality. Occupy that new reality now. And then you can see that new reality. You can't see how to get there from here. Right? You're here. You're in your old reality. You have no path to that new reality. You can't see it from your old reality. In that dimensionally larger reality, you can't get there from here. Right? In that dimensionally larger reality, you can't get there from here because you're in that old reality. Do you see this, guys? Stuck in your old reality, you can't get there. You can't get to that dimensionally larger reality from here. You've got to be in it. You've got to occupy it. That's the way to get there, right? You're still thinking in 3D linear terms, right? You cannot perceive your new reality from the old reality, right? You are the path. That's what Jesus meant by saying, I am the way. I am the door. I am the way. I am the resurrection. You are all of that. You can't perceive that new reality from the old reality. That's why you can't see it. That's why it's about feeling and knowing, right? Feeling and knowing, because that's who you are. It's coming from a being place, not from a doing place, not from looking for the path. Every time you look or observe, reality and the path to get there changes. Remember, just like a quantum wave or particle, it pops in and out of existence depending on the observer. Depending how you're looking at reality, reality changes. So you can't get there by stopping and wondering how to get there. Right? Because now you're in that old reality. You're now observed. You now collapse the wave. Right? You're no longer in the field of potential that opens you up to all possibilities in the new reality. Right? There's no way or path. There's only being there. Thinking and living from the end. This is what Neville really meant by thinking from the end and living from the end. You go to the end and you stay there, right? Stay in that feeling or stay in that assumption, right? Some of you say, well, I don't know what it feels like. It's a conviction that you're in the end. You make that assumption. You can do it with a state akin to sleep. As you drop off to sleep, you can imagine a simple scene that implies the fulfillment of your wish. For example, some of you are talking about getting married. I know some of you are using the thing that Neville talks about the wedding ring. Or it could be like a reception line in a wedding where people are congratulating you. I think I said that in another video. Whatever it is, or you can simply rest in that assumption, in that conviction that you're in that new reality, and then see everyone, everything, and everybody through the eyes of that new reality, right? See every event, every condition, every person through that new reality. When you do, the old reality must pass away and the new reality must come into 3D. It has no choice. You're bending reality, right? It has no choice. So let's hit this a little bit more. You, remember, are quantum energy. There's no path or direction to quantum energy. You can't track it, right? It just goes there. It leaps there. That's what quantum leaping is. Quantum leap because there's no path to it. You leap to that new reality. You occupy it. You assume it. You claim it as an individualized aspect of God. That's now your reality, and you stay there, and you see everything through that new reality. Like the virtual mall, you follow that, you assume it, you see it from within, and you're now in it. And then it will lead you there, right? There comes a point where the mind, this is what Albert Einstein said, there comes a point where the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge, but can never prove how it got there. This is big. All great discoveries have involved such a leap. A leap of what? A quantum leap. A leap of faith, right? You don't know. You can't prove how you got there. There is no path. It's like the quantum particle in and out of existence. It leaves no trace. It just appears, just like you're going to do it. You're thinking in it's the 3D thinking, right? Let go of the 3D thinking. Don't let go of thinking. Just let go of the 3D linear thinking and think quantum, right? Think quantum, that you can assume it, and when you assume it, you're in it, and then everything must form. Everything in 3D reality must coalesce and form around your state of being, around where you are within. That's big. That's why you leap before you look, as I talked about in a previous video. Take a quantum leap in consciousness. Right, that's where you're taking it, to your desired end, imagined end, or new reality. Right, take a quantum leap. A caterpillar is in a different reality. That's why a caterpillar can't see what it's like to be a butterfly. It's in the old reality. It's just looking at the ground. Right, a caterpillar has to take the quantum leap, be a butterfly. Right, yes, there's a transformative process in 3D. But we're talking metaphysically. Be a butterfly, and then you will be in that desired reality. So how do you do it? This is what Neville said. He gave us it right here. He said, you rise to a higher level of consciousness by taking your attention away from your present limitations and placing it upon that which you desire to be. You've got it on your present limitations, right? You're like in that shopping mall, not believing it. Look, you're getting distracted by the other stores. Or maybe someone in the mall says something to you, and you quickly are in the weeds again. And then you lose your track of your wish fulfilled. And you've got to stop and look at the information thing again and go, where am I? It says you are here, and then it has a whole new path to your new reality. It's changing because you're changing, right? And you never get there if you're always in the weeds, if you're always in frustration, if you're always in doubt, if you're always in fear. Whatever that is, right? You get there by that conviction. You can know it. This is what Neville says. You can know a thing spiritually only by becoming it. You've got to become it. You've got to become that reality, occupy that reality, be that reality. You can't reason and analyze your way to God. You just can't do it. You've got to be God. You are God, right? Be still and know. Know what? I am God. That's what the ancients said, right? There's no objective reality, period. And there's no objective reality apart from the context in which you view it. So reality is total, it's a perceptual experience. And you are the perceiver. And you are the perception. You are everything. It's coming from you. Do you get this, guys? So there's nothing apart from you. You give it all the context that it has. So whatever concept of yourself, whatever you're assuming about yourself, others, and reality, that becomes your reality, right? That's your life. That's your total life experience. Whatever the concept, whatever the identity you have of yourself is your total life experience. Nothing comes from outside of you. So go to the end, begin at the end, and stay there. The end's the beginning. Go to that imagined end, right? Do the imaginal act. If that feels good, you can do it from an alpha state. If some of you said you can't do a state akin to sleep, or some of you said, I just prefer to assume it. One of you said that all that you do is assume it, and then you manifest. One of my clients, right, just had one area where that she couldn't, that had dealt with someone that she was trying to attract in her life. But all the other areas, she just assumed, she became it, and she manifested it. So there's different ways. It depends on you. Remember, you are reality. You are the perceiver. You are the perception. You are the path. You are the process. So it's the feeling within you, right? As the end is accepted, you become totally indifferent as to the possible failure. For acceptance of the end wills the means to that end. Accept that end. Right? Make all decisions, interpret everything in 3D reality in terms of your imagined end. And then reality must bend. 3D reality must bend to that state of being. It has no choice, right? Current 3D reality is irrelevant. The past doesn't create anything. The current 3D reality doesn't create anything, right? Enjoy it, have fun with it, love it, but it doesn't create anything. What does create? Only your thoughts about it. Only your thoughts about current 3D reality are what's creating your future or your imagined end, right? It's all happening right now. But it's your thoughts about it. You're confusing your reality with your thoughts about reality. They're different, right? Remember, fighting against, complaining, resisting, analyzing, thinking about, all of that implies you still believe in that old reality as your reality. It means you agree with it, and therefore you're still in it, no matter where you are. Wow, that's powerful. So I want to use the movie analogy. Try this. Again, no analogy is perfect, but imagine you're an actor in the movie of your life, right? You have written the perfect ending, your wish fulfilled. The wonderful, fulfilling, happy, joyful end. So throughout this movie of your life, you can feel the joy of that ending. It's a sure thing. It's a slam dunk. You wrote it. It's coming from you. After all, you're projecting it on the screen of time and space, right? You're giving it all time, space, and attention. It's all you anyway. So instead of following, though, a fixed script of lines, you get to improvise your lines. So you got to follow the script because all scripts are written. Hear this. In any particular film role or any particular reality, that script's written. So how do you change scripts? By improvising, and then as you improvise, you move to a new film role that has a new script. Hear this, so you get to improvise, right? So if an actor gets in your face and you react and you go unconscious, and you forget to improvise, instead you just react with anger or irritation or frustration, now you're stuck in that script. And you're moving, what's worse, you're even changing film roles to a worse script and a worse film role, right? So here you get to improvise. Improvise in terms of what? Improvise in terms of your assumptions, of your wish fulfilled, in terms of that identity that you decided to identify with, in terms of that larger concept of yourself, in terms of quantum thinking versus 3D thinking, right? Improvise there. You improvise within the feeling of wish fulfilled, right? Within that, that's your assumption. You keep that assumption in mind. That's your end, right? And as you live in that end and improvise in that end, that becomes your life. That is your movie. You keep changing film roles and scripts and you're moving until you move into your wish fulfilled. And then you get to select again and choose again and choose again. No matter what the scenery in the film, right, or other actors show you, you have the absolute knowing it all leads to your desired end. So you can improvise. You have the desire, you can improvise and look at everything as leading to your desired end, as leading to that happy movie ending, right? So think, feel, and act from that state of wish fulfilled. That's what we're talking about, guys. That really is how to live in the end, how to move to the end, and how to stay there. I am your host, Tom Caron, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos, share the channel, Be Something Wonderful, with your friends and family. You can follow us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful. We have a Facebook group called the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors. You're free to join. It's growing, and a lot of you are writing, and I just love it. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Caron, our website at tomcaron.com, at besomethingwonderful.com. You can write me at info@besomethingwonderful.com if you have questions about coaching or things like that. Guys, in terms of questions about techniques and processes, I leave that all in the videos. I leave that all in the channel. I'm not able to respond to individual emails like that these days. But keep in mind, I do have a team looking at those, and we're using your questions that you write to me because the inbox is getting full. And we're going to use those for future videos for sure, right? We're going to try to incorporate all your questions. Okay, guys, until next time, with great light, with great love and infinite gratitude, this is Tom. See you soon.